some women live in two states. There's the fire and there's the fade. And the gap between them is exhausting. And I'm going to explain what these two states are and why the distance between them is the most important thing to understand about how you work. So, the fire. This is not a peak performance state that happens occasionally. It's your baseline. It's who you actually are when your nervous system has what it needs. In a fire, you are present. You're thinking several levels deeper than everybody else. You're solving problems before they fully form themselves. You have humour. You are charismatic. You can communicate well. You make people around you feel smart because they can keep up with you and they get what's going on. You move quickly. You make decisions. You're confident. You're magnetic. And you're not really having to perform. You just are like that. You're being completely yourself. And you're at your best. In a fire, you know you can pretty much do anything. This is your high performance state. And you know what it's like because you've been there. You know what it feels like. You know how you perform. But you also know that the fade is the opposite state. And it often arrives unannounced at inopportune moments. In a fade, the intensity drains. Your humour disappears, the presence. Decision making takes time. It becomes harder. Your processing slows, your focus dwindles, and you're just going through the motions. Nothing really feels meaningful anymore. Sometimes you don't even feel anything. You can be physically in the room, but mentally you're unreachable. You're starting to withdraw. You're disassociating, and you become cold. And it's not because you want to be cold, you want to be mean, anything like that. It's just the layer of warmth has gone offline, and you can't access it. And sometimes you can become hypersensitive, even underneath all that flatness and the disassociated state. Everything can actually hit you a little bit harder. You might not show it, but the wrong tone in an email, someone looking at you funny, it hits you a lot more intensely than the situation actually warrants. And you just have no capacity to regulate that response. And it just builds up. And the most disorienting part about this is that when the fade hits you, you're self-aware enough to see it. You can see yourself in it. And you can see the gap between the fire and the fade. And you know where you want to be, but you can't actively close it because trying to force your way there doesn't work. You've tried it. Willpower, hard work, it doesn't work. So what is the fire and the fade? Physiologically, it sounds like an abstract concept, but it's not. It's not two versions of personality or anything like that. It's two distinct capacity states. It's two nervous system states. The fire is what happens when your nervous system has the resources to support your output levels. The fade is what happens when it doesn't. The distance between them isn't necessarily fixed. It's something that you can change. It's not the price you pay for being wired the way you are. It's simply a function of capacity. And capacity can be governed. In the Capacity Catalyst workshop, I explain this in detail. I explain the full model, the frameworks, everything. I explain what creates the shift between the states, why the fade accelerates without intervention, and what the operational path back actually looks like. You can get that 100% for free. You don't need to put your email in or anything like that. You can go watch it right away. It's about 30 minutes and it will be well worth your time if you have ever experienced getting in the fire and the fade. In the next video, I'm going to explain why women who are wired for intensity are extraordinary when they have capacity and what capacity actually means. So keep an eye out for that one. And in the meantime, go check out the free training. It'll be especially important to you if you understand this simple concept of fire versus fade.